passes and you forget. Like everything moves so fast, you forget the process, you forget what happened. You know the concept of what happened, but you don't remember. I don't remember the lines. I don't
Mm-hmm.
remember, the lines are one thing, but like I feel like our scenes move so fast as we're shooting it.
Yeah.
There's no time to think about what just happened. It's only time to think about what's next. So in looking at it, I'm like, did
It,
that happen? Wait, what? Did he just
yeah. Yeah.
ah and you said it. I remember
Exactly.
at the end of the season you said something direction and you came and you apologized for something. I was like, huh? I don't even know what you're talking about, but I don't know what it was. But
Man.
like I'm looking at it now and I'm like, she's right. These characters kind of take a life of their own when the camera starts
Mm-hmm.
rolling.
Is I don't know if you guys or anybody on here is familiar with August Wilson, the playwright, but he
Yeah.
talked about that a lot. That his characters would just like when he was writing Seven Guitars, it was all supposed to be just all men in the play, and
Uh-huh.
he just kept having these dreams and stuff of the women in the play, and they kept literally being like, make room for me, make room for me. And I don't know, like I think that, as creatives and actors, but like writers and directors
Yeah.
and stuff, I mean, you really, like, you're telling like stories that could be other people's stories. And so there's something like, I don't know, just in the sound waves or just in the whatever, the cosmos of it all, that's like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, it's like, got to create this character. So like when we're the people that's playing these characters, I do think sometimes they're like, this is what I want to do, you know. So it's
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
it's crazy stuff, or sometimes it's just not. Maybe it's just us, just really going there. Sometimes, who knows? I don't
Yeah.
know.
For me, I try not to let people into like my family life and my personal things like that. A lot of what's going on, I pull from. It's a weird place. Um, I pull the inspiration from a family member in my life who who is extremely vindictive, who is extremely sensitive, and their
Mm,
sensitivity gets confused because it gets covered in the vindictiveness of things and I don't want to get too heavy with it, but like it gets covered in that. And as the season progresses, I see like little things that I didn't even think about to play with that starts to take over. And
wow.
Donald's doing things, and I'm like, oh, that's scary. Like, it's interesting to see the level of trust that happens as you fall into these characters. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I watched them like I didn't plan. How did that happen? Like where? That is just what this person would do, but I didn't. Yeah, it's interesting and scary at the same time. Yeah, and scary at the same time. But the cool benefit of it is it helps you understand those people in a way that you never did before because then you got to peel. It's peeling the onion and the banana back and seeing what's underneath. Yeah, so it's pretty cool to a certain degree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the cool thing about the way Tyler works too. It's like we have a lot of freedom to just really create these characters the way that we envision them.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's funny because I remember last season, everybody was, not everybody, but I got a lot of comments from people of like, why won't Lily just be with Bobby? Blah 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 blah. And what I was trying to work with the character of Lily is like, she's made up her mind at this point that, like, up until the end of season 3, um, that she's on her own because she can't
Yeah.
be with him, because every time she's with him, he gets
Yeah.
her in trouble. you know. So, and she's like, yeah, he's strong and stuff, but like, can he really protect her? And in season 3, she got waterboarded, and they like broke into her house to get Donald's computer and all this stuff. And so she was just like, look, all right, I could be hanging out with these guys in the hotel and, accidentally get killed some kind of way, or I could go back, home, grab my money
Yeah.
and just like go on a run on my own, and just like do that. And so
Yeah.
it's things that, I think is just cool as actors, that we kind of have the freedom to just kind of play these, you know, characters and create them, you know,
Uh-huh.
however we like to. And then we get the scripts for the next season and then we're like, oh, that's what's going on, you know? But it's just like I
And
try
I
to find
never,
ways to make, you know, just try to find ways to grow the character and also like make her grow through all the circumstances because you know these characters get all these curveballs thrown
yeah.
at them all the time and it's like how can I make you know this circumstance different from the circumstance of season 1 or season 2, so it's
And you
interesting stuff.
play to compliment, and I never said it, but like I pay attention as a fan to how you've been playing the arc of that, of Lily being this lone wolf and trust. Because I remember going back as I think about it, and I remember watching it, and I was like, I wanted to call you in that moment, then something else happened, and or I wanted to text and be like, oh, I really like what you're doing with that. There was a moment where they come to the house and they want to get inside the files, and you're like, wait, he's gonna know this. No, you can't just do that and then just walk out, you know. The lines are written in a way where Lily, they're not necessarily written in a way where Lily is suspicious and is like, nah, you know, but you kind of take this arc with it to where it is in a beautiful way, to where we understand, oh,
Oh,
wait, no, Lily, Lily understands that they could take these files and leave her by herself, busted with
yeah,
this cat in this house and never come back. And all their main priority isn't to protect Lily, it's to do this, you know?
yeah,
And
yeah,
watching it, I was like, oh, she's really aware of that. That's pretty cool. Yeah. It's a smart
yeah, well
actor's
thanks.
choice. Yeah.
No thanks, I mean that's what I always try to find with you know any character is try to find the story arc, you know, of
Hmm.
like where they start, how they end. And like, you know, yeah, when we're talking about saying the lines and stuff, you know, figuring out a different way to say it to where, you know, it
Yeah.
fits a certain puzzle piece towards the end of the season
Yeah.
or whatever. You know? So
Yeah.
it's
You put the
all
puzzles
work. It's
together
work.
beautifully. Yeah, you put
Well, thank you.
the
You do
puzzles
too.
together beautifully. Yeah.
You do too, my man. You do too.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it. And like I really wanted to because I know like I don't know, I mean I separate the character from, you know, Logic from Down. There's a clear separation between the two. Um
Hmm.
but I know, and I don't know why it's important for me to say it. Um, because Lily and Donald, it's dark. It's dark between these two people, you know.
Hmm.
Um, and I always feel like I text you the other day, like, "Hey, how you doing?" Whatever, you know. There's a part of me that watches, and I'm like, you know, it's really important. It's really important for me that it sounds cheesy because we're both professional actors, but it's really important for
It's
me
not
to
easy.
know that, you know, my friend, my colleague, my backbone that I lean on throughout this season is cool when I watch it. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
really important. I think throughout the process, like I couldn't check in as much because everything moves so fast. But like, there was a part of me that
Hmm.
wanted to come out of character and be like, "Hey," and I think every now and then we did it. You know, "Hey, Ciera, you good?" You know, but
Yeah.
like,
Yeah. No,
yeah,
we've been doing that and that
yeah.
I appreciate that so much and you know and I know in the grand scheme of things it's entertainment and stuff
Mhm.
but you know there is we are really opening up a lot of wounds and you know
Yeah,
a lot of
yeah,
trauma. I mean I think when we filmed what when we filmed season 4 I think I'm I'm probably crying. I was probably crying like 5 hours straight. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah.
I don't know how long those scenes took. Like I said, it's all a blur, but it's just like, you know, to they're just places I have to pull from to like, you know, really do that. And to have someone like you who, you know, recognize that and be like, hey,
Yeah.
like you good? Like, you know, it's just really helpful, you know, and
It means a
yeah.
lot, you know. It means a lot that it means a lot that to know that you're good. You know what I mean? That you're okay, you're good. Because I had I had people coming into the DMs, you know, and sharing stories, you know, who
Mm-hmm.
felt a certain way, and they were sharing stories and about, you know, specifically women mainly that were sharing stories about their experiences, you know. Um, and I don't know. I just thought it was important to open up a platform like right now, separating reality and reality from entertainment. In the sense of just 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 knowing that that we aren't people that are void of emotional connection or caring for one another.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. When the cameras stop rolling,
Yeah.
yeah,
No, it's, I mean, you hit the nail on the head there. And, again, I mean, it's just stuff that we're depicting on TV and
yeah,
characters that we're playing. I mean, these could be people's real lives as
yeah,
well. You know what I mean? Or
yeah,
certain aspects of it. And so,
yeah,
I'm just, that's why, I got my, mystifier playing, blowing out lavender in the dressing room and the beach waves and stuff on. And if I could light candles,
yeah,
I would, but
yeah,
it just, we just using, our platform to just honor those stories and,
yeah,
honor both sides of it. It's like,
yeah,
yeah, we may be playing a villain or, the victim to a villain, and, just
yeah.
honor both sides of that, because everybody has a story. Everybody has a story to tell. And
It's
so,
a great way to put
you
it.
know,
That's a
and,
really great way to put it.
and hats off to people who, feel empowered and inspired and motivated to reach out to us and talk about those things. I mean,
Yeah,
we're certainly not, it's not our intention to, trigger people when they watch our stuff, but that's the reality that, that can happen while watching,
yeah,
our show, because it's a drama, and so, at the end of the day, as long as we're, just looking out for each other as castmates, I think that people can, take the opportunity to
yeah,
separate, the character of the show from the actors, and hopefully be inspired to do that in their real lives as well.
yeah,
Or,
yeah,
seek the help that they need to really find a safe space to talk about that stuff,
yeah. No,
Um,
I agree. I
yeah.
agree. And I said it before. You've always been like the backbone that I talk about running into your dressing room, but I think in general, like ever since season one, where we barely knew each other,
Lodric, you're about to
um,
make me cry right now.
you've always been you've
Stop.
always been that. And because I mean, things happen in life and people go their ways, whatever. But like, it's important. It's important that I say that. You've always been that backbone. Because I mean, for the most part, we shoot in this Castle Winthrop, and it's just you and I.
Yeah. Yeah.
For a week, we go into production. We shoot in this house, like most of everything that I shoot outside of the Oval, it's in my house and it's with you. I go into the White House and there's all these moving parts, but in the house, it's just you and I, really, unless there's people that come in and out. And I am blessed beyond to have you to lean on. I can't, because I always hear these stories. I say it because I have friends. We have friends in this industry, and they tell these stories about, it's chaotic and blah blah blah. But like, and they're like, I'm sure you know. I was like, no, I don't. Like, specifically, like with the woman that plays my wife, she's supportive, she's smart, she makes choices that are easy to pay off of. She listens to me. We could play, it's the best. I don't think I could have asked for, and I'm not brown nosing, I'm not blowing smoke.
No,
I
no,
don't think
no.
I could have asked for a better person to play my wife in this show than you.
Well,
Yeah.
thank you, Lodric. And I want to, there's two parts to this. I just want to, reflect back to you on and speak with you about, first of all, thank you, that for sure. Like, thank you so much. And thank you so much for having my back as well,
Oh yeah.
for being open and receptive to just having that
Yeah.
connection, having that support. Um, I would say that I think for, just speaking personally, the Oval is, my first series regular role.
Yeah.
And prior to that, I had, I've been working in the business since 2006, really. And I just know what that's like, being on set and feeling like an outsider, feeling, you know, like discounted, or, you know, just kind of, I don't know, I can't really find the right words for it, but
Mhm.
I just always knew that when I got on the show as a series regular, that I wanted to be in an ensemble or in a cast of people that, you know, we can feel like we got each other's back. And that
Yeah.
doesn't say like that has to be with everybody, but if there's someone that, you know, I'm working with more than, you know, the rest
Mhm.
of the cast, you know, I just wanted to create that, I don't know, just kind of like that sacredness of like, hey, this business is, it could be really hard. It
Yeah.
could be really tough. You know, people can write you off and judge you before you even open your mouth. You know, when, let's not even talk about, you know, the race and the gender aspects and, you know, sexuality aspects of all of it, you know,
Yeah.
but it's just, I just remember thinking that, you know, when I get that opportunity to get on the show and be a series regular, you know, whoever I work with, I just want them to know that I'm here for them, and, you know, and I hope that they would be, you know, receptive and willing to, you know, reciprocate that back to
Mhm.
me. And so, you know, because even outside of what the business is, just what an actor does is so hard. And it's fun and it's hard. Like Denzel's like, this isn't hard work. Like I love Denzel saying that. Like, but when you are, you know, when there's a huge aspect of play in it, but you know, when you are being vulnerable on camera and exposing, you know, different emotions of yourself, and you
Yeah.
know, picking up on your past or your behaviors or trying to model and create a character based off of those things is vulnerable. And you know, I just don't take it lightly. And so I just feel like, I don't know, whoever I work with, you know, and if they're receptive to it, especially in a situation where we have, you know,
Mhm.
22 episodes and we're playing husband and wife or whatever, yo, like, let's get in the rink and let's just
Yeah.
keep it a clean fight. And when we get out of it, like, hey, I got your back, you know, good game, you know, we're a
Yeah.
team, you know,
Yeah.
you know,
You've
I
definitely
equated
lived up to it.
sports.
Yeah.
So,
You've
sorry.
definitely lived up to the promise that you made for yourself, you know? It's good to hear. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks. I mean, you know, I appreciate it, and you
Yeah.
know, I appreciate you, and just again, just
Thank
how
you.
sweet and how lovely you are, and you
Uh,
know, I know sometimes I could get a little sassy, especially when Lily is there. So
I
it's
love it.
like,
I love That's the
but
fun of it, you
we
know?
got that understanding, we got that vibe, you know, and it's like, oh, whatever, you know. So,
And that's the thing, though. You know, these characters are sassy. They're dark. They're vindictive. They're promiscuous. They're all these things, you know. And when you have someone that gives you the right to play, and hey, let's go there. We get in the ring, and it's like, hey, let's just go. Let's connect. Let's do our best. If we're gonna be wicked, cool. Let's support it. You know what I mean? If we're gonna be whatever it is, sassy. If we're gonna be vindictive, whatever. Like the idea, you know, of going in with somebody who allows, accepts, and says, hey, go as far as you need to go. I got you. You know what I
yeah,
mean? It's a cool thing because you know it doesn't happen all the time. So a lot of times you get in front of the camera with people that are like, hey, no, like this is my show. This is this, you
yeah.
know. And yeah, so like I love that it can always be the Lily and Donald thing together. You know, I really
Hmm.
value that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
And I think,
yeah,
you know, I think, you know, I'm seeing all these comments scroll, and, you know, I think people enjoy what we do, you know, what we're bringing to the table. So
yeah. I
hopefully,
I got to
I
read
think,
something because it just came up that I loved. I love that somebody said my favorite line is when Lily said, "Dollar, you Creole piece of shit."
oh my God, wait, did she say that? I know she said something about Creole at one point, but
I love the fact that Lily has deemed Donald Creole, and I'm not joking. I'm not being sarcastic. I love that Donald is Creole now. You know, I love it because Lodric is.
I don't
Most of
even know
y'all
how to
don't know.
explain that. I'm
Yeah,
sorry. I have no, I don't know. I don't know how to explain that. I don't know what to give you on that one,
I love it.
but
Well,
yeah,
for people that don't know, Ciera's from New Orleans. We're
yeah.
both from Louisiana. Ciera's from New Orleans, and I'm from Lake Charles. So it's something that we know a lot about. So the idea that, you know, you always want to incorporate a part of who you are, like into a character. So when that happened, at first I was like, wait, no, I kind of like that, you know? Because you did
Do
it the
you?
season before. You said something like my Creole
Yeah.
darling, and I was like, oh, she just gave me something to put in the hat now. Okay, cool. You know? Yeah.
Do you
Yeah.
speak French at all?
I used to be really fluent, but I can understand it more than my grandfather only spoke French.
Wow.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
People that
So
just, you know.
yeah, that part where I'm from, it's a very strong French culture. So like I grew up understanding and speaking it. It kind of fell off, but I still understand it. Yeah.
Nice, nice. I don't I mean I studied it in high school and everything and I love the language, you know. I never learned
Yeah.
Creole French or
Yeah.
anything like that, but you know, in New Orleans it's like they
Yeah.
you know, it's like that's the first language you need to learn outside of Spanish or whatever. So, you know,
Yeah. You
and
know,
I
they
know there's
tried. I don't know
sorry.
if that happened with you, but like where in Lake Charles specifically, like the whole world was changing and like the whole country was speaking Spanish and they were still pushing French. Nobody was teaching
Mhm.
Spanish. Everybody was pushing French. And then they were like, you know what, everything around the world, nobody in the US, like Spanish is a language. You should be teaching Spanish. And then it was too late. We were like stuck. So I remember moving to New York, not understanding anything in Spanish.
I know, I know.
Yeah.
In New York, oh, I know you were getting what I got in New York. I'm pretty sure.
They were
Like,
like, you're Dominican, you're Puerto
I know
Rican.
I was getting that all the time, and I was just
Yeah.
like, mm, no, no.
No.
Like, but it's like people see my dad, they think he's. I mean, my dad actually does have Latin in him, but it's because he's just straight up New Orleans. Like if you hear
Yeah.
his accent, it's you know it's
Yeah.
Boudreaux, Thibodeau, you
Yeah.
know, that type, like, is that
Yeah.
all the way? But he comes out here to LA or, you know, New York, and it's like everybody's like, oh, you Puerto Rican, you Cubano, you know? And he's like,
Yeah.
no, 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 no. He's like, no, 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 baby, no, you know?
Yeah. Oh, does he have a thick accent?
Oh my gosh, it's so.
Yeah.
I remember I had him on speakerphone. I think I had him on speakerphone at TPS. And Coco, who was the head
Mhm.
hair person, she she was like, "What is he
Yeah.
saying?" And I was just like, I was like, you should know, you're from Louisiana. She was like, that's the thickest Louisiana.
Yeah.
And I'm the only person that can understand him. Like Aaron, he was like, I'm so sorry, I don't know what your dad is saying at all. And I'd be like, he said this, he said, you know, like
Yeah.
so.
My
So
pops is like that. I do the same thing. I put him on speakerphone every now and then so people can hear how thick it is. And they're like, what the hell? Do you
I know.
understand? Like, what language is that? I was like, it's English. It's just this old Cajun Creole dialect that he
Exactly.
has, you know? Yeah.
Exactly. It's so it's I love it. It's beautiful. But I do wish that actually I'm not gonna say I wish. I'm gonna pick French back up one day. I was studying Spanish this summer.
Mhm.
Oof, that was but it was fun, but it was a lot of work. But it was, you know,
Mhm.
Spanish, me in Spanish, I was like, all right. But
Yeah. Yeah.
then French I'll pick back up again.
I got you. I got you. So what else has been going on? I know you always have a blog, a business, something that started, and I know we're not even out, technically we're not out of a pandemic. There's another thing that's keeping us, all these kind of things that's keeping us in the house. And for somebody like you staying in the house, there's businesses being formed, organizations, not-for-profits. What's going on?
Oh man, thanks. You know, look, what a lot of people don't understand about what us actors do,
Yeah.
I would say like 90% of the job is auditioning or,
Yeah.
you know, I hate to say it, but a part of it is waiting for the next gig, right?
Yeah.
So I can't sit still that long sometimes, and I have these things that I want to do, and I'm a creative and stuff.
Yeah.
So, you know, the last time we spoke, we did an IG live. I talked about the Michael Sawyer Foundation. I spent a lot of my time during the summer just applying for grants and,
Mhm.
you know, trying to get just our programs up and running for next year. So last month, I can't say who the funder is yet, because they're going to make a formal announcement about it. But our nonprofit has gotten funded to do 2 in-school residencies next year here in LA, which I'm so excited about.
That's cool.
But that has, there's a lot of work that comes with, in terms of creating the curriculum and all that stuff. And then, I just decided to take a big old leap and create my YouTube channel, something I literally have been thinking about since like 2018, 2019. The pandemic hit and I was like, oh, this is when I should do my YouTube channel. And I don't know how were you feeling during that time, but I definitely was feeling burnout. And I was just like, you know what? I want to use this time to rest. Like, yeah, this is a very scary time, but I don't need to be creating anything right now. Like, I just need to rest. And so I created my YouTube channel. I mean, it's been up for a long time, but I'm starting to really shift it into just kind of a space where I just let people in on what it is to be an actor, and not even just an actor, but a creative, like an influencer or just a person who's in the creative field. And just, what that's been like for me, how I've, I don't know, my journey has been like. And what I've been doing is sharing videos, just talking about the journey. And down the line, I'm going to definitely share more videos about tips and tricks and tools that people can use. More so kind of from a, like, yeah, sorry, I'm getting a little long-winded, but just more
It's
so from
okay.
a mental health perspective, because I feel like
Please.
creatives, especially actors, when we're waiting for the next job, when we're auditioning and auditioning and auditioning and getting no's and no's and no's and no's and no's, that can weigh on us. And, when we
Yeah.
turn on to Instagram and we see, other people in the business that we know, like being nominated for Emmys or, getting that next big role or whatever, it could be challenging. It could be challenging to find your inspiration, to create or keep going. And so I wanted to just kind of create a platform to have conversations about that and talk about that. And,
Where
just
where can they find how do they become a member or follow the YouTube channel? Where do they go to?
you just go to YouTube. You could type in my name, Ciera Payton. Actually, you can also do @actress Ciera Payton. Just on YouTube, just type it in the search bar, and my channel will come up. And yeah, so that's what I got going on. And again, I got the blog, and I write on my In Tribe blog and stuff like that. And thank you for stepping into the In Tribe earlier this year. And
I
so
love the intro.
yeah.
I have it on my it's like on my screen on my desktop. Like
Oh,
when I open my
nice.
computer, there's certain tabs that I keep
Yeah.
open and I never take off, and that's one of them. Yeah,
Nice.
that's
Well,
one
I'm
of them.
gonna be posting an article soon about Christmas gifts. So that's a
Yeah,
little plug, little shameless plug right there. So
it's all
hopefully
good. It's the best place
you'll
to
read that.
plug, you know. Well, I don't want to hold you up, CC.
Yeah.
This is. I'm glad you're the first interview for the day.
Oh, nice.
I'm glad it was you. And it's always great catching up. And we're gonna catch up soon. I know we have to reschedule something, but we're gonna catch up soon and we'll talk about it. And I'm always inspired, and I'm happy, always happy
Oh,
to get on here with you, and especially after all this craziness.
I
Always
know,
happy to get
man.
on and say what's up and laugh and talk about, catch up with the fans and yeah, yeah, yeah.
Man.
Somebody
Look,
said something. Oh, Fatuma, I gotta say this. Fatuma, I'm gonna give you a shout out. Fatuma, if Lillian Donald, oh, she posted it again. Have a Fatuma I think she's in Paris, and she
mm-hmm.
sends me these messages. She has a whole storyline for
Oh,
when
wow.
See, Fatuma, I'm shouting you out for when
I know
Lily and Donald
Fatuma.
for when
Bonjour,
Lily and
Fatuma.
Donald have a baby. She's created a whole storyline for when Lily and
Wow.
Donald have a baby. And the storyline evolves. See, Fatuma, I read it. And the storyline always evolves, which I think is really cool.
Nice.
Yeah,
Well, no, Fatuma, she's awesome.
sweet.
I like you, Fatuma. You're really great. You kind
Yeah.
of like you challenge me on my French, which I love, because sometimes she'll like if I'm on live, she'll ask me questions in French, and I'd be like.